We know that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was more than happy to let Keystone XL pipeline die in the Oval Office without a fight, but now we have the documents to prove just how little he cared. Now, the statement I'm about to read was made by the White House just 3 days before Joe Biden's first official meeting with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. It's an official White House release and not some grampy Joe Biden professional kid sniffer rambling we usually get from him. Look at this. We've also taken action to protect tribal lands, revoking the permit for the Keystone XL pipeline, preserving and protecting their sacred homeland, including Bears Ears and the Grand Staircase Escalante. It's part of who we are as a nation, and I'm grateful to the tribes who led the effort. Now, you'd think Justin Trudeau would have some sort of plan in place to deal with what Biden might say, let alone what he might do regarding the Keystone XL pipeline from Alberta to the Gulf of Mexico, that Alberta and the United States both desperately need, and that former President Trump approved and advocated for. Of course, Alberta needs the jobs and the revenue, and America needs the oil, with supply shortages and price spikes now forcing Biden, who canceled the pipeline as his first task on the job, to open up the American strategic reserves of oil. So at Rebel News, we wanted to know what the plan was. What was being said about Keystone XL by Trudeau? Did he have a plan? Or was he happy to just sit back and let someone else euthanize yet another Alberta pipeline so he didn't have to get his hands dirty? After several back and forths and adjustments on the date range of our request, we finally received the documents we wanted. We wanted all the briefing notes, emails, messages, and communications regarding the Keystone XL pipeline from the Office of the Privy Council, so Trudeau's own bureaucratic staff, from November 1st, 2019 to March 12th, 2021. And here's what we got back. 22 pages of documents and absolutely nothing to do with saving the pipeline. Over nearly 18 months, with Keystone being a hot issue during a U.S. election, Trudeau had only 2 written briefings about Keystone XL. One of those briefings was for a call with Alberta Premier Jason Kenney on February 1st, 2021. And the other was to respond to the letter that Jason Kenney sent to the feds that prompted the February call in the first place. There were absolutely no documents, nothing whatsoever, for discussions with the new President Joe Biden or anyone on Biden's team. Nothing to prepare for discussions with Trump, should Trump have been the one to win the election. It was almost like Trudeau didn't care one bit and was more than happy to outsource his opposition to the pipeline to someone else. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. These sorts of access to information investigations take time and they take money. We do have research help, and again, that also costs us money. But we think it's important to ask questions that nobody else is and hold the government to account for what they do behind closed doors. If you'd like to support our access to information investigations, it's easy. Just go to rebelinvestigates.com.